Okay, I need some practice. Hello, everybody. Spokane Steve here. Hard even for me to believe that I used to actually be a drummer. Well, these pens aren't, it's not the right weight either, but anyway, been a while. Okay, we got a game today, first of a 3-game series with the New York Yankees at the Boston Red Sox. It's a Boston, what would you call that? Boston Massacre? Boston Bash? Boston Brouhaha. But in this case, neither of these teams having good seasons in '66. The Yankees in last place 13-31, and the Red Sox 19-27. Hello, Jeremiah. He's got the announcers for the game. Is that real life? Sounds like it. We got a Coleman in each booth. There's Kelly, and hello to Franklin as well. Welcome aboard, fellas. Okay, to the particulars of the game today. I'll tell you what, I'm dragging today. I woke up, I had an early morning, 5:30 thereabouts. Tried to go back to sleep. Finally gave up. Longtime favorite of mine, lefty Gentleman Al Downing, pitching for the Yankees. Righty Earl Wilson for Boston. Of course, Wilson's card says Detroit. That just lets us know that he'll finish the season with Detroit. Al Downing so far 2-3 with a 4.47 ERA in 8 starts. He has one complete game. It was a shutout. For Wilson, 3-3, 3.89, 11 starts, 2 complete games. Wilson with 83 1/3 innings is among the innings pitched leaders. 80 hits allowed, 59 strikeouts. 13 home runs, that's a tad high. Let's check Downing. 52 1/3 innings, 50 hits, 40 strikeouts, 7 home runs. That's also a little high. Offensive battle today, I would say both of these cards have underachieved at this point in the season, keeping in mind, of course, the season is still young. Let's take a closer look at the advanced side. Downing looks to be a bit backwards. Wilson tougher on righties, or so it would appear. Today the day. Was it 1974? Was it April 8th, Kelly? It seems funny to say that because we're already, 10, 12 games into the real Major League season this year. But now that you mention it, they started later back then. I'll let somebody else answer that question. I'll give you the Yankee lineup. Tom Tresh is in the leadoff spot today at third base. Bobby Richardson at second. Mickey Mantle in center field. Roger Maris back in the lineup in right field and hitting cleanup. Joe Pepitone is at first. Elston Howard the catcher. Hector Lopez will be in left field. Clete Boyer the shortstop, and Downing the pitcher hits ninth. Boy, you got that right, Franklin, I'll tell you that. I was so happy when the MLB network came along because at that time I was more in touch with my Strat-O-Matic group of friends, and we started calling ESPN the Yankee Red Sox network. That would have been, in the late 90s, I want to say. Probably mid to late 90s. However, there is no doubting the rivalry. You're absolutely right about that. And we're about ready to get started in today's game. Game number 449 in the replay. That would be funny if it was actually the 6th, but I honestly don't remember. Okay, now Wilson's ready to go to work here. Tom Tresh will lead it off for the Yankees. Tresh hitting just 186. He does lead the ball club in home runs with 8 and tied for the team lead in RBIs with 25. So despite the low batting average, Tresh has managed to remain productive. Switch hitter batting lefty against Wilson. Here we go. Wilson's pitch is a 2-5 and he walks him. Leadoff walk to Tresh. Tresh inserted into the leadoff spot for the first time this season. Walks to lead off the game. Hello, Michael, and hello, Mike. Oh, wow, Michael. How awesome for you. Oh, a memory you'll never forget. Let's check the Red Sox battery. You see Wilson with a poor hold, +4. Ryan is 0 arm. That would make Tresh a 17. And early in the game, they're going to go ahead and hold him on at 15. Bobby Richardson, the hitter. Richardson at 280, 4 homers, 19 RBIs. 1-15. He's going to try for the lead. He's out on an 11. He needs a 5 or a 6. An 8, he doesn't get it. Richardson will swing away. The pitch from the stretch is a 6-6 right-handed fly ball to straightaway center. Yastrzemski in center field. Goes back a bit and hauls it in. I should mention a very interesting defensive lineup for the Red Sox. Ryan's the catcher, oh yeah, but for Scott at first, George Smith at second. Joe Foy is playing shortstop today. And George Thomas is at third base. Joe Christopher, is that right? I'm not even sure I have his first name right now. Yep. Joe Christopher, a right-handed batter. I'd better notify that. I better note that. Christopher's at left. Yastrzemski's playing center field for the first time this year with Canigliaro in right. So, Billy Herman apparently taking his cue from DeRocher, right? The Cubs lately have had Sano at short, Banks at third. Red Sox fielding a rather suspect defensive alignment today. And here is the next batter, Mickey Mantle. Mantle comes in at 256, 6 homers, 19 RBIs, switch hitter batting left-handed. From the stretch, Wilson's pitch is a 5-8 lefty. It's a grounder to second base X. That could be 2. Smith a 2E28. Here's the roll on a 20. He's got it. He goes to Foy for 1. To Scott, double play. 4-6-3-X. And that will do it for the Yankees in the first. No runs, no hits, and nobody left. We go to the bottom of the first. Yankees nothing. Boston coming to bat against Al Downing. And let's go ahead and give you the lineups. Boy, my eyes were so bad today. I looked down at George Smith for a minute. I could have swore I saw Reggie Smith. George Smith at second base leads it off. Joe Foy is at shortstop, a 5E88. Ouch. Carl Yastrzemski in center field. George Scott at first base. Tony Canigliaro in right. Joe Christopher, represented by this nameless card, will be in left field. He's a weak, and one modification to the card will be if a 2-2 or a 2-3 is rolled, those will become walks. So keep that in mind. He only had about 13 at bats, so I don't bother making cards for those guys. George Thomas at third base, where he's a 4E31. Mike Ryan, the catcher. Wilson, a good hitting pitcher in the 9 spot. Okay, here's Downing now. He's completed his warm-up tosses. As George Smith steps up to the plate, a right-handed hitting infielder. Smith hitting just .225, 3 home runs, 14 RBIs. The left-hander into the windup. The pitch to Smith is a 5-9 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Down goes Smith. Downing hummed a heater high and tight right past him. Pitch might have been a little inside, but it was too enticing for Smith to hold up on. And here's Foy. Foy leads the club in batting at .296, 8 home runs, 17 RBIs. Once again, Foy the shortstop today. Downing into the windup. 3-8 left-handed, and he loses in ball 4. 1 out walk to Foy. Downing a -4 hold. Howard is 0. So Foy no threat to run, and here's Yastrzemski. God damn it. Excuse me, I'm sorry. My apologies. I tell you, I've been dropping everything lately. Go get my fingers checked or something. Okay, here's Yastrzemski hitting .264, 6 homers, 23 RBIs, left on left. Downing from the stretch, 3-5, single to 3, liner towards second base, and he's got a base hit. Knocked down at second by Richardson, but he has no play. That'll go as an infield single. Foy stopping at second. So I bumped the dice. It was a single to 3. There it was. It was a 3-5. I bumped the dice. 3-5, single to 3. He rolls the 3. First and second, 1 down. Here's George Scott. Get in the game, Steve. Come on. Behind the fishing net guy. Well, you know what, Michael? I'm going to have to look at that next time I see that. In fact, it's got to be on YouTube, right? I'm going to look that up. In fact, bear with me. Give me a minute while I write that down, because I'll never remember it otherwise. I'm just going to write down Aaron 715, and that should do the trick. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate that. I'm sure Mookie does too. If he could get up here right now, he'd meow at you. In recognition and thanks. George Scott steps to the plate, .266 on the year. He leads the club in home runs with 10 and in RBIs with 27. Downing first and second, 1 down. Checks the runners. Full windup, and the pitch to Scott is a 5-7 righty at second base X. That's the Gold Glover Richardson. This should be 2, 1E17. Here's the play on an 11. It's the E range. It's a 3 on a 17, and it's an error on Richardson. Oh my goodness, and the bases are loaded. Holy cow. A rare error by Richardson loads him up. How rare? For Richardson, that is his, wow, that's his 5th error of the season. That's more than I thought. Bases loaded, 1 out, and Tony Conigliaro coming up. Elston Howard out to the mound already. Downing, nodding his head, he says he's fine. I think Howard just wanted to make sure that he wasn't rattled by that error. Now he's got the bases loaded, 1 down. Tony Conigliaro at the plate, hitting .240. 7 home runs, second on the team in ribbies with 26. Infield at double play depth. Here's the pitch from Downing. It's a 4-9 right-handed, a grounder to short, right at Boyer. He goes to Richardson for 1, steps on the bag, and fires to Pepitone, double play. And Downing wriggles out of it. No runs, a hit, 2 left, and we are scoreless after an inning. Almost forgot to put that error in there. We'll have to wait for Joe Christopher's debut until the 2nd inning. Moving to the 2nd in a scoreless game, Roger Maris will start things off for the Yankees. Maris hitting just 185 so far. 2 home runs, 17 RBIs for the lefty. Wilson gets the sign from Ryan, and here's the windup and the pitch on a 1-8. That is ripped into right field. Could be a double to 7. It is. That's going to go for extra bases. Canigliaro throws it back in, and Maris is in with a double. Leadoff double for Maris. That'll bring up Pepitone. Can't help but notice the real life score, can you? Pepitone on the year, 280 average, 5 home runs, 25 RBIs, which is tied with Tresh for the team lead in runs batted in. Trying to pick up Maris here in the second. Wilson's pitch is a 2-6 righty, and that's hit into right center for extra bases. Canigliaro chasing it down. It's going to be an RBI double. It was a triple to 3. Roll is 18, and that'll be an RBI double for Pepitone, and the Yankees take an early 1-0 lead. Back-to-back doubles here in the second. And the batter will be Elston Howard. Elston hitting .225, 5 homers, 18 RBIs. Wilson gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Howard on a 4-8, just outside ball 4, and he walks him. So Earl Wilson digging himself a hole here in the second. And the batter will be Hector Lopez. Lopez has not played much. He's just 1 for 8. He does have 4 RBIs, however. And he has no extra base hits. Now that's interesting, isn't it? Let me read you the whole line. 6 games, 8 at-bats, 2 walks, 1 for 8, a single, and yet he has 4 RBIs. Man, that's one for a puzzle book, isn't it? First and second, nobody out. Wilson staring in. The pitch to Hector Lopez. 5'9" righty, swung on and missed, strike 3. That's the first out of the inning. First K for Wilson. And the batter will be Clete Boyer. Boyer at .244, 4 home runs, 14 RBIs. The pitch to Earl Wilson is a 6'6" right-handed. Fly ball to straightaway center. Yastrzemski to his left and hauls it in. And with 2 down now, the pitcher Downing is up. Downing, a right-handed batter. 1 W. Wilson trying to get out of the inning now. With a 2-3, foul ball back at the plate. Ryan throws the mask away and makes the catch to retire the side. So the Yankees settle for 1 on 2 hits, and they leave a pair. Back-to-back doubles to open the inning, followed by a walk, and Wilson able to pitch out of it. As we go to the bottom of the second, 1-0 Yankees. So Franklin has been to Oriole games versus both teams and prefers the Red Sox because their fans don't travel much. And hello to Ben, welcome. Let's see, let me refresh the screen here. I'm going to ask the question again that was posed earlier by Kelly. Does anyone offhand know the date of Henry Aaron's 715th home run? And there's Bill. Hey, Bill. And Bill has some information on Joe Christopher. It was the 8th. Thank you, Ben. That's what Kelly said, and I wasn't sure. And Dan Port confirms it. Hello, Dan. Welcome. So on this day in 1974, Henry Aaron hit homer number 715 against You guessed it, Gentleman Al Downing. Here's Christopher now. Nameless card. Remember, 2-2 and 2-3 would be walks. That's the only alteration I will make to the card. Christopher in real life, just for the fun of it, let's look at his numbers. He was 1 for 13 with 2 walks. Batting against Downing here. Downing into the windup. That's going to be a 2-3 and it's a walk. How about that? I really didn't think it would come up. Comes up in the first at bat. No threat to run. Christopher, an E-Stealer 13 runner. And here's George Thomas now. Thomas at third base today, hitting just .222, 2 homers, 5 RBIs. Downing from the stretch. That's going to be a 6-3 right-handed. That's a high fly ball to deep left field. Backing up is Lopez at the track, at the wall. He makes the catch at the wall. Oh my, how's that for drama? On a 6-3 homer to 12, he has the power. He rolls the 17 and it's just allowed out. Hang on a second. Mookie's up where he should not. Mookie. Sorry, I gotta go check this out. He's up on the stereo again. What did you do with it? Knocked it down there? You gotta be kidding me. You're killing me here today, buddy. Okay, he's down. One away, runner at first. Here's Mike Ryan. Ryan hitting .173, no homers, 4 RBIs. Exactly, Ben. 51 years ago. Wow. Bob, I know it was a weeknight. I remember where I was. Downing's pitch to Ryan from the stretch is a 2-6 fly ball to center field. Mantle is there, and he grabs it for the second out. Christopher still standing at first, and here's Wilson. Wilson probably a better hitter than Christopher. 7 pitchers hitting card with N power. Downing's pitch on a 6-7. He walks him. 2 walks in the inning, 3 in the game now for Downing. And that'll get George Smith to the plate. Downing checks the runners. Here's the pitch to Smith. 4-4 righty. It's a hard smash to third base X. That's going to be a tough chance for Tresh. 3E23. It's a 2. He's not going to get it. It's a 2-star single and a run will score. We are tied. RBI single for Smith. Christopher crosses the plate. All the way to third goes the pitcher, Wilson. And it's a 1-1 tie. Smith not a threat to run. And Joe Foy will be the hitter. You're killing me, Smalls. Foy walked his first time up. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Downing's pitch on a 2-3. Base hit into left field. That'll plate another run. Scoring is Wilson. Smith could go to third. To left field. 14, 16, 14. Lopez plus 2, 16. With 2 down to go to third. No, they're not going to do that. Not with Yastrzemski coming up. It's 2-0 Red Sox. First and second 2 down, and Carl Yastrzemski steps to the plate. With a lesser hitter, probably would have tried to go to third. Yankees might have even cut it off. But with Foy being an 11 runner, they probably would have thrown. Anyway, long story short, too late, I know, but no point taking the bat out of Carl Yastrzemski's hands. 2-1 Red Sox. First and second, 2 down. Downing's pitch to Yastrzemski. A 3-5. Liner to second. Single to 3, and he's got it again. Infield single, and the bases are loaded. And Howard out to the mound again. Downing struggling today. George Scott coming to the plate. That was my senior year, Franklin. I was watching it on my dad's TV, a little tiny color TV. Oh, probably a 10-inch screen if I had to guess. Maybe 12 at the most. Bases loaded for Scott. Downing trying to get out of the jam here with minimal damage. And here's the pitch to Scott. It's going to be a 6-9 righty. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So whatever Howard said to Downing, it worked. And the inning is over. The Red Sox settle for 2 runs on 3 hits, and they leave the bases loaded. And through 2 innings, they lead it 2-1. It'll be the top of the lineup for the Yankees as we move to the 3rd inning. That's funny, Dan. Dan said Joe Christopher scores the first run of the game just as we all predicted. For Boston, of course. First run of the game was Maris. Just to clarify. Tresh leading off the 3rd. Wilson into the windup. Pitch to Tresh is a 4-5 lefty. It's a high fly ball to deep right field. Going back is Conigliaro at the track, at the wall. It's gone. Tom Tresh has just tied the game with a home run. Let's take another look at it. 4-5 lefty. He's got the power. Homer to 15. He rolled the 6. And for Tresh, that's home run number 9 on the season. Tie ball game. Here's Bobby Richardson. Richardson 0 for 1. Wilson into the windup. That's going to be a 5-6 righty. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Richardson down on strikes, and here's Mickey Mantle. Mantle bounced into a double play his first time up. Batting lefty against Wilson, and here's Wilson's pitch. It's a 2-10 right-handed. Grounder to second base. Smith has it. Tosses it to Scott, 2 down. Loved him in Patton. Here's Maris, who doubled his first time up. The pitch for Earl Wilson is a 6-8 left-hander. He pops him up right side. It's Smith again making the catch, and the side is retired. But the Yankees tie it up on the Tom Tresh home run. 2-2 to the bottom of the 3rd we go. Downing still trying to find his footing out there today. Let's see how he fares in the 3rd. Conigliaro bounced into a double play his first time up. He'll lead it off here in the bottom of the 3rd. Downing into the windup. That's going to be a 1-4 lefty. Foul ball left side. Tresh over to get it. He's there by the railing and makes the catch. And here's Joe Christopher once again. He walked his first time up. Downing comes in with a 5-7 righty. Grounder second base X. Richardson 117. Here's the play on a 17. He makes the play and throws him out. Two away, and George Thomas the hitter. The pitch from Al Downing is a 2-9 left-hander. Struck him out. Called strike 3. Third strikeout for Downing as home plate umpire Ed Runge rings up Thomas, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Downing, who did indeed settle in nicely in the third. 3 innings in the books. We're tied at 2. Okay, Wilson ready to go to work in the 4th inning. Joe Pepitone will start it off for the Yankees. He doubled in a run in the 2nd. Wilson gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Pepitone. It's a 6-8 left-handed. Pop up right side. Smith will take it. That's 3 plays in a row by George Smith, the second baseman. And here's Elston Howard. Wilson gets the sign from Ryan. Here's the windup now and the pitch. It's a 2-9 right-handed. He struck him out. Third strikeout for Wilson, and the batter will be Hector Lopez. Lopez a strikeout victim in the 2nd. Wilson into the windup. It's a 6-7 right-handed. 2-hopper to third base, fielded by Thomas. Long throw across in time. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Earl Wilson. Here's Downing once again. Bottom of the 4th, Mike Ryan will start things off for Boston. Ryan flew to center his first time up. Downing gets the sign now. Here's the windup and the pitch. It's a 3-6 left-handed. He pops him up. Boyer waving his arms. He'll take it. And there's 1 away. Here's Wilson now, a good hitting pitcher. Downing into the windup. 6-9 right-handed. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Six in a row retired by Downing after a pretty rocky start. And here's George Smith, the leadoff man. Singled and struck out. Downing into the windup. 1-3 lefty. It's a base hit into center field for Smith. Second hit of the game for George Smith, and that'll get Joe Foy to the plate. Foy walked and singled so far. Downing checks the runner. Now from the stretch, delivers a 4-5 right-handed. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. 5th strikeout for Downing, who seems to have found it. 4 innings in the books. We're tied at 2. Checking the endurance now. Both starters rated 7 for endurance. And we move to the 5th inning. Does anyone have a trivia question for the stretch today? I've been forgetting to ask that. I've really been a little off my game for a month now. I've had moments of clarity, but today isn't one of them, I'll tell you that. Five and a half hours sleep just doesn't cut it for me. Here's Clete Boyer to lead off the 5th. He's 0 for 1 today. Wilson into the windup. Here's the pitch to Boyer. It's a 5-7 righty. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Down goes Boyer. Let's add him up now for Wilson. That's his 4th K. And that'll bring up Downing. Right-handed batter. 3-8 struck him out. Two down, and here's Tresh. Tresh, a walk and a home run today. Wilson's pitch to the left-hander. 6-3, fly ball to left field X. That's going to be Christopher. Christopher is a 4E16. Tough play for Joe Christopher. On a 20, he makes a fine running catch for the out, and the side is retired. How about that? 1, 2, 3 go the Yankees in the 5th. Christopher in his first game of 1966. So far he has walked, grounded to second, walked and scored a run, I should add, and he makes a nice play in left field. And welcome to the chat, Dave Little. How's it going? Halfway through, here's Downing. Heart of the Red Sox order coming up this inning is Yastrzemski, 2 for 2 so far. Both on the 3-5. Downing with the pitch. 1-8 lefty struck him out. And Downing really racking up the Ks now. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 6. That's noteworthy. One down, here's George Scott. Downing into the windup. The pitch to Scott is a 3-10 left-handed. It's a high fly ball to deep left. Going back is Lopez. At the track, at the wall, it's gone. Home run, George Scott, and the Red Sox back on top, 3-2. For George Scott, that's his 11th home run of the season. That puts him up there with the league leaders. And that'll bring up Canigliaro. Tony C., right-handed batter. Downing gets the sign. The windup. The pitch is a 3-9 left-handed. Struck him out. Strikeout number 7 for Downing. And here is Joe Christopher. Downing into the windup. The pitch to Christopher is a 4-10 catcher's card X. That's going to be Howard. Howard, a 2E6. And here's the play on a 6. It's a pop out to the catcher, side retired. But a home run by George Scott gives the Red Sox the lead, and through 5, it's 3-2 Boston. Downing is feast or famine today, Texas Huntsman. Well said. I was sitting there trying to think of a way to phrase that myself. He's had his ups and downs, a lot of strikeouts, but he's given up some damage too. And he's issued 3 walks. To the 6th we go. Tight game here in Boston. Bobby Richardson will start it off. He's 0 for 2. Wilson with the windup and the pitch. It's a 6-4 right-handed. Fly to center field X. Yastrzemski's first X play in center, where he's a 3E6. Yaz to his left. On a 7, he makes a nice running catch for the out. What would you expect out of Yaz? Hello there, Gerald. Welcome. How you doing? Bill, I got a quick trivia question here. Here's the question. The Yanks traded Boyer to Atlanta after the '66 season. Who did the Yankees receive? Hint. He was the first base coach when Bill Buckner let the ball go between his legs. With one away, Mickey Mantle comes to the plate, batting left-handed. Mick grounded to second both times today. Wilson with the pitch. That's a 3-3 righty. He struck him out. Called strike 3. Mantle doesn't like it. Barking something at Runge. With 2 down, Roger Maris will be the hitter. Maris 1 for 2. Wilson, the windup and the pitch. It's a 4-3 left-handed. High fly ball to deep right field. Back goes Canigliaro at the track, at the wall. Gone. Way back there. Roger Maris got all of that when it were tied up again. Holy cow, was that a blast. 4-3, no doubt about it. And for Maris, that is just his 3rd home run of the season. That ties the game. Back and forth battle today, and here's Pepitone. Pepitone 1 for 2 with an RBI double. The pitch from Earl Wilson is a 6-3 left-handed fly to left field X. That's going to be Christopher again, 4E16. And on the 3, he's not going to get that one. That drops for a base hit. Bound to happen with Christopher in left and 3 other players playing out of position today. Red Sox are living on the edge defensively. 2 away, and here's Elston Howard. Runner at first, 2 down. Wilson out of the stretch. It's a 5-10 right-handed grounder to short. Foy has it. Throws to Scott for the out, and the side is retired. Yankees tie it up on Roger Maris' home run. Leave a man. And it's 3-3. Cheap seats, Franklin. You got it. And the answer to Bill's question, Bill Robinson. Sometimes I repeat these things for the benefit of people who are watching the replay later before it goes to video and they can't see the chat. Okay, here's Downing again in a tie game. Bottom third of the order for Boston. Thomas 0 for 2. Downing into the windup. The pitch to Thomas is a 2-6 lefty. That's a liner towards third. Single to 10, and it's speared there by Tresh. Liner to third, 1 down, and here's Mike Ryan. Is Michael with us today? Yes, he is. Just checking, Michael. You haven't said anything about Mike Ryan yet. Here's Downing's pitch to Ryan. 4-7 righty, single to 2, ground ball third base. Tresh gloves it and fires it to Pepitone for the out. So all Tresh so far. 2 down, and Wilson the hitter. Downing's pitch to Earl Wilson. 4-5 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. 1-2-3 go the Sox in the 6th. Through 6 complete. It's a 3-3 tie. Oh, geez, what a day. Man, God, why do I want to say Terry Collins? Yankees batting now in the 7th inning. Hector Lopez will start things off. He's 0 for 2 today. Wilson gets the sign from Ryan. The pitch is a 5-7 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Now I got to count him up for Wilson. He's starting to rack up some Ks now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7 strikeouts for Wilson. 8 for Downing. And the batter, Clete Boyer. Boyer 0 for 2, struck out once. The right-hander winds and deals. 2-9 right-handed. Base hit into left field. Line drive, single drop in front of Christopher. And Boyer is aboard. Downing up now, a B bunter, rolling for inner back. They will be in. He's a C and he squares the bunt. On an 11C, this could be trouble. I think it is. He pops it up. First baseman Scott makes the catch and the runner holds. So Downing, unable to get the bunt down, pops into the out. And 2 down, and here's Tom Tresh. Walked, homered, flew to left. Batting left-handed. Wilson from the stretch, 1-7 right-handed, and he loses him ball 4. Down to second goes Boyer. First and second, 2 away, and Bobby Richardson the batter. We're almost time for the Mookie stretch. I gotta remember to show you the preventative equipment I purchased the other day. Richardson 0 for 3. First and second, Wilson checks the runner at second. Now comes to the plate, 5-11 right-handed. It's a hard smash to third. Thomas backhand fires to Scott, and that'll do it. No runs, a hit, 2 left on for the Yankees. We go to the stretch, tied at 3. We're going to take a short break for coffee, and we'll fire up the Mookie cam. Better heat that up a little bit. Okay. This is one of those days where I really need like extra strength coffee. Anyway, here we go. Let's see if we can find him. He was right here, but he's disappeared after I scolded him off the stereo. Mookie. Mookie. Meow, 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 meow. Anyway, here's what I did. I got these plastic spikes, okay? Turntable. And then I cut them down. I got them on the top of the speakers. The speakers actually were the most important things. I kept thinking he'd get on top of them. I kept thinking he was going to lunge off of them and tip one over. It's not so bad if he's up there, but I'm not crazy about it. Anyway, he gets up here and he tries to chew on this. He's protesting. He's trying to get it out of his way. So he can sit there. I don't know why he wants to sit there. Let's see if he's in here in the window. I don't know where he went to hide this time. He's not in the window. He's not on the bed. Okay, I'm stumped. That's all of his usual places. Was he right behind me the whole time? No, not on the microwave. Well, this is a first. It's not that big of an apartment. Where the hell could he be? Okay, we're going to break out the snacks. Oh, he was in the bathroom. He must have been in the tub. Okay, bear with me. I'm going to try to set this down. There we go. You can have some snacks now. Yeah, I heard him leap out of the tub. The only place I didn't check. He hasn't gone in the tub in a long time. You faked me out, buddy. Oh, God, yeah, he doesn't have to be hungry to eat these. He loves these things. Look at him go, though. That's how I kept him up there for the birthday bash video. There you go. You happy with that? Is that enough? He says, no, never enough. Oh, yeah, that was tasty. I think he's pissed off at me for chasing him off the stereo again. Okay, let's get back to the ball game. Let me reset my monitor screen here. Yeah, somehow I got a little out of whack. There we go. I forgot to mention that was the first inning of potential fatigue for Wilson. He gave up a single and a walk, so he was on the verge of fatiguing. I neglected to mention that. But I won't for Downing. Downing's in his first inning of potential fatigue. Facing the top of the Boston lineup, George Smith, who's 2 for 3 today, will start things off. Downing gets the sign from Howard. Here's the pitch to Smith. It's a 4-8 righty, and he loses him, ball 4. Leadoff walk. Not a good sign. That's going to get somebody up in the New York pen. That's going to be Hal Reniff, the righty. So Smith at first, Joe Foy the hitter. Foy 1 for 2 with the walk. Downing from the stretch. 5-8 right-handed, fly ball to straightaway center. Mantle is there and puts it away for the first out. Oh yeah, you shake the bag, you got to give him some. That would be mean to not give him any after shaking the bag. Here's Yaz, 2 for 3. Downing from the stretch. Pitch to the lefties, a 1-11. That's a base hit into right field. Open single, Smith rounding. 14-16. Norris a -2, 14 with 1 out. They're going to send him. Yastrzemski a 14, and Boston will cut it off. Smith goes to third. Yastrzemski held to first as the throw hits the cutoff man. Yastrzemski a star 15 stealer, -4, he's 11. No need to hold him on. And let's take a look at Scott's card. Looking for ground ball A's in this situation. He's got quite a few. They're going to play back, and out Downing trying to get a ground ball. One hitter walk from fatiguing. His pitch to Scott is a 2-7 lefty. Fly to left field, B question mark. Lopez makes the catch. Smith can tag. 14-16. Lopez a +2, 18. Here he comes. Here comes the throw to 18. He scores. Sac fly for Scott. Smith scores, and the Red Sox take the lead in the bottom of the 7th. Give an RBI to Scott on the play. And here's Canigliaro. Downing hanging on by a thread. Runner at first, 2 down. The pitch to Tony C's a 3-10. That's banged into left center for extra bases. Mantle trying to track it down. That's going to be a double. Yastrzemski rounding. 14-16. Mantle -3, 13. They're going to send him. Mantle's throw to the plate to 13. He is out by a mile. Oh, what a throw by Mantle. And that ends the inning. So the Red Sox settle for a run on 2 hits and a walk. They have a runner thrown out at the plate. And after the dust settles, they lead it 4-3. 4-3 to the 8th. Let's take a look at the Red Sox defense now. We're going to get some of these guys back in their normal positions. Foy moves to third base. Thomas will go to center. Yastrzemski to left. So then we're going to need a shortstop. It's time to say goodbye to Joe Christopher and his nameless player card. That's going to be Petrocelli, and he'll take over at short. And he's a 1-11 runner. So Thomas in center, Yaz in left, Canigliaro in right. That's pretty much the normal alignment now. Was it Kuhn, Michael? I thought maybe that was something the Braves did because they wanted him to break it at home. And we have clarification. Yeah, that didn't sound right to me either. We go to the 8th inning. Red Sox lead 4-3. Wilson in his second endurance inning. Switch left, right. We're going to see some action now in the Boston pen. Dick Stigman, the lefty. Ken Sanders, the right-hander, getting loose. And it will be the heart of the order for the Yankees in the 8th. Tight game today. Mantle 0 for 3 so far. Wilson gets his sign. The pitch to the left-hander is a 1-8 single to 11. Liner towards second base. Smith can't get it. It's a single. Leadoff single for Mickey Mantle. One more hitter walk will fatigue Wilson, and the batter is Maris, who homered his last time up. And here comes Herman, and that's going to do it. He's going to go to the lefty right now. Not waiting around for Wilson to fatigue. Wilson 7+, surrendered 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. 3 runs so far. The runner at first, his responsibility. He walked 3 and struck out 7. So a solid outing for Wilson. Lefty Stigman will be coming on. And while we wait for Stigman to get loose, let's look at his stats. Dick Stigman has been in 9 games, 1 of them a start. I'm sorry, 8 of them a start, 1 of them a relief appearance, excuse me. So this is only his 2nd relief appearance. He's 2-2 with a 3.14. So with 2 left-handers due up, Herman goes to the lefty. Batter is Maris, who's doubled and homered so far today. Stigman gets the sign. The pitch is a 1-8 right-handed. He struck him out. Called strike 3. 1 down, and the batter is Pepitone. Joe Pepitone 2 for 3 today. Left on left. Stigman comes in with a 5-6, swung on and missed, strike 3. Stigman comes in and fans Maris and Pepitone, and now he'll face Elston Howard, or the runner at first and 2 down. Yes, sir, Dan. So much for Joe Christopher's bid for player of the game. Stigman from the stretch. It's a 5-6 righty. Swung on and missed, strike 3. How about this Dick Stigman? After a leadoff single to Mantle, Stigman comes in and strikes out 3 in a row. No runs, a hit, 1 left. Stigman due to bat 4th in the bottom of the 8th. And Sanders sits down. That's going to get the stopper, Don McMahon, up. Downing in his... Nope, Downing's fatigued. I beg your pardon. Lost in the shuffle because the run was thrown out at the plate, but walk, single, double. The Yankees are going to need a new pitcher. Due to bat 3rd in the inning. Looking for a double switch here. Right-handers do, so it's going to be Renniff. We don't take out the catcher. We're not going to take Pepitone out. We're going to take Maris out, as much as I hate to. Yes, that's what we're going to do. That'll be Renniff, and we'll need a new right fielder to go in the 9 spot. That'll be Lou Clinton. They're going to bring in a right-hander, though. It's not going to be Clinton. Let's think ahead a little bit here. It's going to be Roger Repose. Who's in left? Lopez. Repose will play right for now. So Repose in the pitcher's spot. Pitcher in Maris's spot, the 4 spot. And it will be Hal Reniff coming on to pitch the bottom of the 8th. Reniff, on the season, has not fared well. He's been in 14 games. He's 0-3 with a 7.11 ERA. Hello, waste of space. Rico Petrocelli, who came in with all the defensive shifting around, he'll lead it off. Reniff gets the sign from Howard. The pitch to Rico's a 2-7 right-handed. That's banged into left center. Over to try to cut it off is Mantle, and that's going to be held to a long single. So a double to 10, he rolls to 15 and settles for the long single. Petrocelli aboard. And here's Thomas playing center field now. Reniff out of the stretch. 5-5 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. That'll bring up the catcher, Mike Ryan. What is Spectrum, Ben? Is that cable? Just curious. Mike Ryan 0 for 3. Reniff from the stretch. 4-6 righty, swung on and missed, strike 3. They're going to bring McMahon on anyway. So the Red Sox will send up a pinch hitter. For Stigman. Don McMahon is just about done tuning up in the Red Sox pen. We can close the book on Wilson. Stigman struck out all 3 batters he faced. A runner at first and 2 down against the right-handed Reniff. The batter will be Dalton Jones. Jones, 284 on the season, 1 home run. Reniff staring in from the stretch. 5'9" lefty. He bangs that into center field for extra bases. Rounding is Petrocelli. 11-13. Mantle -3, 1-10 with 2 outs. They're going to send him. Here comes Mantle's throw to the plate. He is out at the plate. That's the second runner that Mantle has thrown out at the plate this game, and that'll end the inning. Holy cow. Jones with a pinch hit double, but Petrocelli, they had to send him with 2 outs, and he's gunned down by Mickey Mantle at the plate. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left. And we go to the 9th, Boston 4, New York 3. And out of the bullpen comes Don McMahon. Let's take a look at McMahon's numbers. McMahon on the season, 2-1, 3.38 with half a dozen saves. 13 innings of work. You know, I think he didn't play as much waste, but he hit 288 and hit 23 homers in 333 at-bats. 392 on base, 538 slugging. Not too shabby. I used to have a 68 baseball card of the Mick. I do not have it anymore. I don't know what happened to those. Okay, let's take a look at the Yankees now. Trailing by a run. Momentary thoughts about hitting for Lopez, but he does have, well, not much on base. He's got some serious power against righties. He's going to bat. He's 0 for 3 on the day. McMahon gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Hector Lopez. It's a 112 righty. Liner right into the glove of third baseman Foy. Oh my, he stung that one, but right at Foy. And with one down, Cleet Boyer will be the hitter. Boyer 1 for 3. I think I remember that from Southern California, Ben. McMahon pitching to Cleet Boyer now. Here comes the pitch. It's a 2-4 right-handed. He pops him up left side. Petrocelli squeezes it. And the Yankees are down to their final out, and it will be Roger Repose who came in the double switch. Repose striding to the plate. On the season, he's 8 for 36. All singles. He does have a little pop. Has yet to demonstrate it, however. McMahon comes into Repose with a 6-5 lefty. Fly to right field. It's a can of corn for Tony Conigliaro, and that's the ball game. The Red Sox hang on to win it 4-3. Pretty much a nail-biter the whole way. And then we've got a spectator right here. Yep, there's the field. And there's the mook. Oh my goodness. That's great. And he's not attacking anything on the field, so that's good. 4-3 the final. McMahon gets the save. I'll have the totals for you in a moment. McMahon, a 1-2-3 ninth. That's his 7th save. Wilson pitched the 7th. They scored for him, so he gets the win. He's 4-3 now. Downing worked 7. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. 4 runs. Downing takes the loss. He drops to 2-4. He walked 3, struck out 8. Reniff in his inning. 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. The Red Sox 4 runs on 10 hits, no errors. The Yankees 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. Let's see who we like for player of the game. Even Mookie had to see this one. You bet you did. You know, Bill, you're probably right. I just whetted his appetite there. He wants more. Yeah, Scott had the big RBIs. I'd have to go along with that, Steve. With an attaboy to the Mick. 1 for 4, 2 outfield assists. An attaboy to Yastrzemski, who had 3 hits. But Scott with the home run and the sac fly. He drove the go-ahead. His homer was the go-ahead run in the 5th. His sac fly was the go-ahead run in the 7th. Pretty much seals it. As your Chief Spokane Gary player of the game is George Scott. Not the same one that was in Patton. So a good game today. Red Sox faithful leave happy. Just over 27,000 were in the house that day. It was a good crowd. It was a Friday, that figures. Friday, June the 3rd. Yeah, exactly, Dan. You can't fight in here. This is the war room. I'm going to pick up the Mook so I can get to the other mouse and take a look at my other laptop so we can look ahead to tomorrow's game, which hopefully I'll be more rested for. That's going to be Detroit Tigers at California Angels, Hank Aguirre and Marcelino Lopez. Usual time, 1:30 Pacific, 4:30 Eastern, so please join me for that one. In the meantime, thanks everybody for watching. Take care and have a great evening. I'll see you all next time.